Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Epic Skysignal.
Nah.
On today's episode, we're reviewing...
Nah.
What are you doing?
Nah.
Because I'm Batman.
Get it?
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
what's up.
As you guys can tell, we are reviewing the Lego Batman movie. So, before we get into it, as always, spoiler alert. Check it out. Spoiler alert.
Should pop up somewhere around here.
Click away if you need to.
You guys gone yet?
Go watch the movie.
Okay, good. Anyway, so to start off, you guys, this is a Lego movie. It's a kid's movie. It's a Batman movie. You know we're not going to have a lot of bad things to say about it. It's hard to have a lot of bad things to say about it. It was super funny. We just saw it last night. Mm-hmm. Had a good time with it. They did such a great job of having, kid humor mixed in with adult humor at times. Like,
for sure.
So good, right?
A lot of the references and everything, just like in the original Lego movie, fourth wall breaking. They did such a good thing throwing in references. It was a Lego movie for sure.
Yeah. It was awesome. I mean, at one point, there's a little kid sitting like down the row from us, and he's just laughing his butt off, and you and I are kind of like chuckling. And then at one point, the little kid's like, "Haha, that's funny, Mom," and you and I are just like busting up laughing at the screen, right?
Yep.
And that was so cool. And like you said about the first movie, they did a good job of referencing stuff about the first movie, but I feel like you didn't have to watch it to understand what was going on here.
No, it was just cool that like Superman, Batman, and other characters had the same voices from the Lego movie.
Exactly.
Other than that, the stories it was a Batman story. It started and ended, so you didn't have to watch the original ones.
Exactly. Just like with Batman, one thing that they, kind of to start onto this nostalgia train was in the Lego movie, the original Lego movie, he was like this master builder and could build a bat vehicle out of almost anything from the city, right? Well, they did the same thing in this movie. At one point, he's just like
linking,
builds this giant looking bat wing that's almost like his dog. It was hilarious, right? So that was great. And so just to get into the nostalgia of the entire movie as a whole, they did such a great job for new Batman, fans and old Batman fans alike. Like, that have been around for a long time to see all that cool Batman stuff. Just to name off a few, like of my favorites at least, where when he's going through the Batcave, it's just this giant, massive Batcave, and he has this big wall that, like, the mountain turns out, and there's all these awesome treasures. Yeah. Just from comic books alike. You'd have to even see that, or, like, have a nerdy friend in there that maybe knows what's up.
Fans definitely saw something in that part that would not be referenced in, like you said, the live action movies.
Exactly.
Couldn't do that, but
they'd have a lot harder time making the Batcave that massive and that, like, nostalgia ridden, because in this Lego movie it was like a joke, and that was part of it, as being this massive thing, right? Which was so cool. And another huge one was like Alfred referencing to all the previous phases that Batman's been into.
I've seen you go through similar phases in 2016 and 2012 and 2008 and 2005 and 1997 and 1995 and 1992 and 1989 and that weird one in 1966.
I have aged phenomenally.
And so that was uber funny.
And not only just like shoving visuals in reference wise, but the lines that characters were saying were referencing to stuff.
Oh, exactly. Oh, you mean like the part in the very beginning where Joker's talking to the pilot? And he goes, the pilot's like, "Batman always stops you." And he's like, "No, he doesn't." He's like, "What about that time with the two boats?"
Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks. There won't be any fireworks. And here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Referencing Dark Knight, right?
Also referencing one of Batman's old movies. Mm-hmm. The pilot was like, "What about that one time with the parade and the Prince music?"
Just who do you trust?
Yeah, which is great. So that's one of them, and one that we'll get into real quick is how many villains were mentioned.
Yeah, so besides Batman, there was a plethora of characters.
So many characters.
Good and bad. We're not going to name them all, but in the movie they did a good job of naming off the main Batman characters.
Gotham's under attack by the Riddler, Scarecrow, Calendar Man, and the Condiment King.
Okay, are you making some of those up?
Also, different universes came into play, like the Lego movie. They brought in different bad guys from other worlds.
Alternates.
In the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. Yep.
But all of those characters, we're not going to name all of the characters in this review. That would take
a long time.
20 minutes.
Not 20 minutes, stupid.
So a couple of my favorites, King Kong.
Yeah.
The Swamp Thing, and...
God, there was Voldemort.
Voldemort.
There was the Eye of Sauron, like the giant tower was one of them. That was super funny. What was your favorite?
My favorite character overall.
Overall character,
villain.
Yeah.
I would have to say. Over all of them, I would probably have to say Bane.
Bane, favorite villain?
Yeah, because I think this whole movie is definitely a nostalgia trip for us because
Right.
we're not kids.
Uh-huh.
So Bane having that mask on and talking like the Dark Knight and being like, "Oh."
You believe the darkness is your ally, Batman.
The first time you ever see him come on the screen, he's like, "I'm here."
And then he's like, the Joker's like, what are you doing? He's like, punching Bane. And he's like, oh!
Why?
Why? Just like flying away.
So
yeah,
Bane,
I agree.
Bane's humor was really funny with his mask, so I picked Bane.
Bane's good. Believe it or not, out of all the Batman villains, because there were some good ones.
Oh, yeah.
But I really liked Voldemort. He was super funny, villain-wise. But I loved Batman. I loved Robin. You see those two in, like, a completely different landscape. My gosh.
Nightwing for a moment.
Nightwing
there.
for a second, yeah, which was like a goofy costume version. Yeah. And then you also see Batman in this, like, different limelight of it's all about me, and I'm so badass, and I'm Batman, right? And it's usually Batman being, like... I'm all about the city and I can be the hero the city deserves, right? You know, and kind of thing. So that was super cool. So besides all the characters, which they all had their awesome funny moments. They all were kind of brought up here and there. Mm-hmm. So that was awesome. Let's just jump into our scores and a couple of things we liked about the movie. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part?
Overall
favorite part. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. I would probably have to say the part where Batman is shooting all the orphans with the merch gun.
The merch gun.
He just like, you get t-shirts, you get hats, you get mugs and stuff. And then the little ice creams to reference back to when we were kids and we had the Batman ice creams.
Oh, yeah.
So I would pick that one as my favorite part.
Awesome. I'd have to go with, just going back on my nostalgia train, this is something I didn't bring up earlier, because it was kind of my favorite part, was when Batman's like, all right, we're going to fight these guys so good that words are going to reference out of midair, or out of nothing, right? So then they're just fighting, all of a sudden, boom, pow, bang, right? Yeah. Oh, just like all this different stuff. That was super cool. Yeah. So that was a good one. Just jumping right into our scores and a couple things we liked about the movie.
Yeah.
With him being my favorite superhero, I'm going to have to give him my favorite number. I'm going to give him an 8. It was a good movie. I'd probably buy it for my collection. I'd probably watch it maybe now and then, maybe for a date. It was a cute date movie.
Yeah.
And it did so good at teaching life lessons, I thought. You know what I mean? Like, at one point he's like all upset about his family, which you don't see Batman normally like that. Mm-hmm. And, it's teaching that friends are family. Do what you can to change to be a better person if you recognize, the bad in yourself.
Like the Michael Jackson song that they referenced 3 or 4 times in the whole movie.
Right.
Love it.
But I mean, they did a good job of doing all that, make it about everyone else, not just yourself.
What? I hate everything you just said.
All those good things, life lessons. So that was solid. I'm going to give it an 8.
An 8. That's your favorite number for your favorite character. You little... Okay. My score. I would have to say, as a Lego movie, it did really well. As a kids movie, it did really well. It referenced to the adults that have to take the kids to the movies. As for teenagers and people like us, it did really well of keeping our entertainment. It was a little slow to me, so that would probably be my only downfall to that one. It felt a little slow. They made it really dramatic with some of the feelings and the heartfelt moments.
Right.
Speed them up a little bit for me. I have ADHD. I got to go faster. But I would have to. I'm just gonna match you on the 8. I'll give it an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Go check out that movie if you haven't already. It's a good one. We advise you to go check it out. It's Batman, of course. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah.
If you're new to the channel and or you haven't done it yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. We've almost hit 100 as of the recording of this video, which we're so excited about. Huge milestone, you guys. Thank you for all of you that have subscribed and watch our videos. We really appreciate it.
And for those of you who haven't,
whoa,
click the button.
You heard the man. Don't make him go over this table. We've got stuff.
I'll make you click the button.
Make sure to check out the Facebook page. We've got t-shirts, and now we also have mugs.
Not these mugs.
Not these, but Epic Skysignal mugs
Yep.
in the merch store.
Yep.
So check all that out, you guys. Make sure to comment down below what you thought of the movie, other movies you want us to review, all that good stuff. We really love to hear the comments. Make sure and throw those down there. And until next time, you guys, this has been your signal in the sky.
Oh my god. That is so hot. Oh, ow.
Oh my god, dude.